Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 24th of January 2019 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Friday Night Smackdown. I thought tonight's Smackdown was a good show. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think for a... Now here's the thing. I thought it was a good show. But for a pay-per-view go-home, especially a pay-per-view as big as the Royal Rumble, I thought it could have been a little better. Just a little. I mean, that woman's tag match, could that have been any shorter? Like, I felt like it started and then just ended. It was that quick. Like, I don't even think anything happened in the match worth recapping, but when we get to it, we'll get to it. See who's here with us in the live chat right now, though. As we get going, we've got legendary Henry Cavallo, Kristen McNutt, we've got Ruben Rodriguez, Woken King Slender, going through, Derek Bocek, Glenn Hunt, Marcus Ryan, and so many more of you. Great to see all the members in the live chat, and if you want to become a member of the PWUnlimited YouTube channel, you can do so by going down where it says subscribe and hitting the button that says join. As a member, your name will be green in the live chat and in comments. You will have a badge next to your name, and you will be able to use emojis during the live chat. But not only that, not only do you get all of that, you also get early access to certain content, like when we did the Rank It series, Season 1, you didn't just get it all early, but you also got the watch-along version as well. Only way to watch the watch-along is to either be a member subscriber or a Patreon subscriber, patreon.com/PWUnlimited. Plus, if you're a subscriber here, a member subscriber, you're directly helping us out. You're helping us keep PW Unlimited going. And the more members and more Patreon subscribers that we can get, the more cool things and the more stuff we can do here on the YouTube channel. I mean, if we get more YouTube members, more Patreon subscribers, I can bring Nick on more. I can have Nick become a regular, more regular than he already is. And it just all depends on if we can make enough money to have a second salary with this channel. Right now, I make enough for me, but it's not enough to have two full-time people on the channel. So with that, I do want to appreciate everybody who is either a member subscriber or a Patreon subscriber here to the PW Unlimited YouTube channel. But with that, let's talk about some SmackDown. I also want to hear what you guys thought about SmackDown. If you want to tell me what you thought, you can text in to 510-906-1341. Again, text in to 510-906-1341. So SmackDown started off with what I thought was going to be the main event. I thought the six-man tag with Roman Reigns and the Usos taking on King Corbin, Ziggler, and Rude would be the big main event match. But they kind of bucked the trend, as you may say, and, kind of bucked the trend and had the big match open up the show. That's not something you typically see from the main roster. You see it in NXT, but not typically the main roster. I thought this was a good, fun match. Good way to actually kick off the show. Jimmy Uso and Rude had a quick exchange early. Jimmy charged, but Rude gave him a backdrop over the ropes. Jimmy tried landing on the apron, but he slid off. Ziggler grabbed Jimmy by the hair and sent him back on his head into the ring steps. Reigns, Jay, and medical personnel checked on Jimmy, so we thought he was done, gone out. Jimmy was taken out, like I said, we thought. Back from a break, Reigns and Jay are going on with the match despite being at a disadvantage now. Jay caught Corbin with the back elbow and climbed to the top. He missed a crossbody, and Corbin hit a nice-looking deep six for a near fall. The heels took over and isolated Jay on their side of the ring. Jay fought back and hit an enziguri on Rude. Jay was about to make a tag when Corbin yanked Reigns off the apron and threw him over the barricade into the front row. Back from another break, Reigns wasn't Reigns wasn't on the apron. So Jay was basically going at this as a 3-on-1. Jay sent Corbin's shoulder first into the ring post. Reigns finally jumped back up and got the hot tag, and Corbin tagged out. Of course, Corbin's going to tag out when Reigns tags in. Reigns then ran wild on Ziggler, hitting him with a running boot. Reigns then set up for a Superman punch, but Rude caused a distraction. Corbin grabbed Reigns by the hair, and Ziggler hit a super kick for a close near fall. Reigns on his own. Jay just disappeared. So the heels regained control here, beating down Roman. Rude attempted a glorious DDT, but Reigns rolled through for a 2. Reigns then hit a huge powerbomb. Jey Uso got back up on the apron here, and Reigns attempted the tag, but Ziggler yanked Jey off the apron. The heels isolated Reigns in their corner. Ziggler attempted a super kick, but Reigns hit a Superman punch. Jimmy Uso limped down to the ring after being taken to the back, and then got the hot tag. Jimmy ran wild. Threw Corbin over the announce table. Jimmy followed this up with a crossbody on Rude, but Corbin broke up the pin attempt. Reigns would then go on to hit Corbin with a Superman punch. They fought around ringside and over the barricade. Reigns and Corbin fought through the crowd and to the back. Jay hit a crossbody off the announce table onto Ziggler on the floor. In the ring, Rude and Jimmy fought on the top turnbuckle. Jimmy pushed off Rude and hit the splash for the victory. So Roman Reigns and the Usos beat Corbin, Ziggler, and Rude. After this, they recapped Lacey Evans pinning SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley last week on SmackDown. We then had Michael Cole interviewing Lacey Evans at the top of the ramp. So Michael Cole introduces Lacey Evans, and Cole wondered why Evans questioned Sasha Banks and Bayley's leadership. Cole asked Evans about her upbringing, and she began to get very emotional when talking about this. She talked about her father's addiction and his battle with it, and how he lost that battle. She begins to cry. And she talked about not giving up. What she saw growing up actually instilled in her how to be a better person, not wanting to be like what she experienced as a child. The fans, who kind of booed her a little bit when she came out, really gave her a great reception here when she started going. They were cheering for her and everything. Evans talked about her military career and promised to be a better leader than Banks and Bayley. They showed footage of Banks taunting Evans' daughter. She told the story of her daughter crying backstage. Evans noted that she put Banks on the shelf and is going to do the same to Bayley. Suddenly, Bayley attacked Evans from behind. Referees ran out to stop Bayley from attacking her more. So in the back, Kayla Braxton interviewed Carmella and Dana Brooke. They both stated how they are going to be in the Royal Rumble this weekend. Carmella said that she's very confident because she won the Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. She's won Money in the Bank. She cashed in successfully Money in the Bank. And now all she's got left to do to prove that she's one of the best is to win the Royal Rumble. And Dana Brooke goes, that's all well and good. But I know I'm an underdog, but everybody has the same chance. Everybody has the same abilities to go in there and win the match, whether it's friend versus friend or foe versus foe. So I like that. Dana Brooke, Carmella added to the Rumble. All of a sudden, you hear some commotion. Camera quickly shoots over. It's Bayley and Lacey Evans brawling in the back. Referees break them up, and then we go to break. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross came out next. My Amazon Echo is about to go off. Oh, no, it didn't. Shockingly, it didn't. So this was odd as all hell. They recap Otis catching Mandy from last week, which led to Sonya losing. Before the match, they showed footage of Rose and Deville kind of making up. Mandy said that she was sorry for what happened. Sonya said, maybe I shouldn't have asked you to bring Otis down there, blah, blah, blah. Before the match could start, it was supposed to be Alexa and Nikki, Fire and Desire. They also tell us as Fire and Desire are coming out that they will be in the Royal Rumble. And before the match could start, Bayley and Lacey Evans ran down to the ring, and a brawl broke out between all the women. The referee called for the bell. What? I don't know what happened here. Why'd the referee call for the bell? Was that the bell to start the match? Was that the bell to end the match? Was that the bell to say nothing's going to happen? Because nothing happened. Flabbergasted. I don't know what that was. So then we got a tag team match. Before the match started, Elias sang a song he said he wrote called Texas Dream. He said that he needed his tag partner to help him sing it, though, and he introduced Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman made his way down to the ring. Elias convinced him to sing with him, and right before Braun can start singing, they were interrupted by Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and the Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. So, we get a tag team match here. It's Braun Strowman and Elias against the Intercontinental Champion Nakamura and Cesaro with Sami Zayn in ringside. Elias and Cesaro went back and forth early as they started the match. Elias walked the top rope and hit a Meteora. Back from the break, the heels isolated Elias on their side of the ring. Cesaro knocked Strowman off the apron. Nakamura set up for the Consortium, but Elias instead hit him with a huge knee to the face. Strowman got the hot tag and ran wild. He missed a charge in the corner, and Nakamura hit a knee off the second turnbuckle. Zayn distracted the referee, and Nakamura tried bringing in a chair. Elias cut him off and took him out. The finish of the match then came when Braun Strowman hit a running power slam on Cesaro, and Elias hit an elbow off the top to pick up the victory. So again, Braun Strowman picks up a victory over the Intercontinental Champion. In the back, Big E put a ton of grease on himself. Kofi Kingston didn't understand what Big E was doing. He explained that it's going to be tough to throw him out of the Royal Rumble. Actually, if y'all all greased up, wouldn't it be easier to throw you out of the Rumble? Because if you're getting thrown over and you try to grab them ropes to stop it, you're going to be all greasy and just slide right off, aren't you? Aren't you? So he explained that it's going to, like I said, be tough to eliminate him from the Rumble. Kingston promised to defeat John Morrison tonight, and they're both excited about the Rumble this Sunday. They're going to win it for their injured comrade, Xavier Woods. We also did learn that next week's WWE Backstage is going to be live from Miami, Florida, the site of the Super Bowl. All the Fox shows, the Fox talk shows, are going to be live from Miami next week. And we do know that Roman and the New Day are all going to be on WWE Backstage next week, live from Miami. So Caleb Braxton interviews King Corbin backstage. He promised to defeat Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, and he said Reigns wouldn't make it into the Rumble match. So we'll see. Oh, man. Hopefully they don't do a thing where Roman Reigns loses to Corbin. Corbin, just destroys him. Remember, it's false count anywhere. So that also probably means no disqualification. Ziggler and Rude can come down, help beat up Roman, and we do a thing where Roman's just wrecked, shop, done. But he finally gets into the Rumble, and he's hurt. He's probably taped up or something, but he fights through it and maybe wins. I don't know. Then they showed a video package looking back at the history of the Royal Rumble and various records. Not as good as normal, the previous by the number videos, which we will have our own Royal Rumble by the number videos up tomorrow morning, giving you a number of Royal Rumble facts heading into Sunday's show. In the back, Sheamus was in his hallway. Talked about his return a few weeks ago, taking out Shorty G. He promised to defeat Shorty G at the Royal Rumble and finish what he started. Now, this hasn't been confirmed, but I heard that this will probably end up on the pre-show. So next up, we got John Morrison against Kofi Kingston. Before the match started, The Miz scolded the fans for booing Morrison last week after being gone for 8 years. Miz then announced that he and Morrison would be entering into the Royal Rumble. So I believe that means that there are only... Let's see, if that's 20... Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8... That's 27, 28 spots taken. Cain Velasquez did an interview saying that he's going to be in the Rumble. We've heard that Kane might be in the Rumble. there may be only one spot still open for the Men's Royal Rumble match. One. Who could it be? Will it be someone from NXT? Will it just be like a Jinder Mahal? Will it be a returning Edge? Who knows? It's going to be very interesting to see. Morrison gave Kingston a monkey flip early, but Kingston landed on his feet. Kingston returned the favor, and Morrison landed face first. Morrison fought back, but missed a twisting plancha to the floor. Kingston followed this up with a dive of his own. After a commercial break, Kingston caught Morrison with a sunset flip, but Morrison rolled through and rocked Kingston with a knee. Morrison then fought back and caught Kingston fought back and caught Morrison with a drop kick. He followed up with a boom drop and set up for a Trouble in Paradise. Morrison rocked Kingston with a kick out of nowhere. Morrison then poked Kingston's eye behind the referee's back. He then hit a Spanish fly for a close near fall. Kingston recovered and hit an SOS for a 2. Big E then chased Miz around the ringside. Miz then jumped up on the apron, and Kingston rocked him with a Trouble in Paradise, where Miz basically stiff-boarded and fell off the apron. Cool little I always fuck this word up. Comical bump. Morrison then blindsided Kingston from behind, took him down, jumped to the top rope, and hit the Starship Pain for the victory. Yeah, Morrison defeats both members of the New Day 2 weeks in a row. And then we move on to our main event segment. Before we get to that, I tell you about our sponsor. Today's sponsor, as it's been all week, is Strong Style Brand. Strong Style Brand is an amazing, cool, great pro wrestling inspired clothing apparel line. Strong Style Brand's got everything you're going to want, from hats, shirts, hoodies, shoes, tank tops, customization options, and so many more. Strong Style Brand is endorsed by many top pro wrestlers that you may have heard of, like former Impact Wrestling World Champion Sami Callihan, Albie Lathe, a former Mae Young Classic competitor, or All Elite Wrestling wrestlers like Britt Baker and MJF. Go over to strongstylebrand.com/PWUnlimited today to get 10% off of your purchase. And if you forget to do the /PWUnlimited, don't worry about it, because all you got to do is use that promo code PWUnlimited at checkout to also get the 10% off of your purchase. Again, Strong Style Brand is an awesome pro wrestling inspired apparel line. Go check them out. You're not going to be dissatisfied. They've got so many cool options over there. PWUnlimited is sponsored by them this week. So again, go over to strongstylebrand.com/PWUnlimited today to get 10% off of your purchase. So as we move into the main event segment of of SmackDown, it was the Universal Championship contract signing. Michael Cole stood into the ring with a table and a contract. Cole explained the rules of a strap match and introduced the participants. First up, Daniel Bryan. So Daniel Bryan makes his way out there, and then he introduces Bray Wyatt. But Bray don't come out. Instead, we get the Firefly Funhouse. So the Firefly Funhouse pops up on the screen, and it's Bray trying to send a fax. Bray's trying to fax in his signed version of the contract. And he's like, "Whoa, Daniel, I'm just here trying to do what I need to do to get this contract to you. But this fax machine isn't working." Oh, wait. And finally sends it through. Well, Daniel Bryan's not happy with these games. Bryan's got the strap. He puts it on. He demands Wyatt come down to the ring. Wyatt noted that his lawyer, Mercy the Buzzard, advised him not to. Bryan said he figured out Wyatt's mind games. He's just running from his past and his mistakes. Wyatt noted, whoa, you said mistake. That's the word of the day. Wyatt noted that one in the match. Wyatt's not the one in the match. So he really doesn't have to or should be the one signing the contract. The lights then go out. Lights come back on red, and the Fiend is standing in the ring. Wyatt attacks Bryan, gives him a Sister Abigail and a mandible claw. Wyatt then viciously attacks Daniel Bryan with a strap. And he goes to town, rips Daniel Bryan's shirt so he's got his back exposed, and he goes to town, whipping Daniel Bryan. Bryan's got welts on his back instantly. Wyatt then sat down and signed the contract. He grabbed the pen and stabbed his hand, and then signed the contract in his own blood. Fans chanted, "You've got issues." Wyatt threw the contract down to Daniel Bryan. Lights go out. Fiend's gone. Daniel Bryan's there, all by himself. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Fans start chanting yes for Daniel Bryan as he slowly starts to get up. His back is just wrecked here with welts from the strap shots, and that's how the show goes off the air. That is how SmackDown ends. Like I said, I thought the show was good. Not great. Could have been better for a go-home show, especially the Royal Rumble go-home show. But I liked the main event segment, basically saying, hey, it's a strap match. These two guys are going to be strapped together so they can't run away from each other. But don't forget, that strap can be used as a vicious weapon. And I like that they showed us that because many people would probably forget that, hey, use that strap as a weapon as well. But with that, before we get into the Royal Rumble predictions, got a couple text messages I want to read here. This person here does state, excuse me. I'm just curious, why isn't Shayna a favorite to win the Royal Rumble, or was that just an idea you threw out winning and challenging Becky? So, I don't want to talk about this too much because it's a spoiler, possibly. But there was some news that came out today by somebody who's broken a number of stories in WWE over the last year or two. And he stated that Shayna Baszler was not the one that was, as of right now, the plan for the winner. Now, the reason I kept saying Shayna is because that's just the way that I thought things would go. And also, she was also the betting odds favorite. But if we're to go Sorry about that, guys. How much was I muted for? I accidentally hit the mute button on my microphone. Did I read any of the text messages? Or did it just all of a sudden at the last second? So let me know in the chat where I cut out at. I accidentally hit the mute button. Just like a minute or two. Okay, that's fine. 5 to 10 minutes. I was muted for 5 to 10 minutes? Just reading the chat to see how long I was accidentally muted for. Okay, it wasn't that long. Okay, cool. So, to go back to where you guys may have missed me here. Fight Oracle posted on Twitter that Shayna Baszler's not the favorite. It's somebody else. Not going to say who. Don't want to give the spoiler here in case people don't want to know it. And the reason I kept saying Shayna is because A, that's what I would do. And B, that's what the betting odds were saying. This person here says, how long do you think Nakamura can hold on to the IC title? Maybe through Mania and lose it to Zayn. I think he should eventually lose it to Strowman. I just think that's the way they go. And this person says, who wins this Sunday? Well, you ask who wins this Sunday, and I'm going to give you my predictions for this Sunday. So this Sunday is the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble comes to us from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. And with that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches on the card. So let's run down all of these matches and who I think are going to pick up some victories. So first off, we've got Shorty G versus Sheamus. Now, they haven't officially stated it, but I was told that this is going to end up on the pre-show. It's like 90% that it's going to end up on the pre-show. And you got to have Sheamus win it. Sheamus' first match since April. He can't just come in there and take a loss. So I think Sheamus picks up this victory over Shorty G. Next up, we've got a Falls Count Anywhere match. It's Roman Reigns against King Corbin. This is a tough one for me because I can see, just Roman picking up the victory, but at the same time, like I said earlier, I can also see Corbin winning because he gets help from Ziggler and Rude. Now you're going to say, well, the Usos can come out and help Roman. Yeah, but I think somehow Corbin picks up the victory here. Roman gets super, super hurt and still goes into the Rumble, but like all taped up and stuff. I think something like that could happen. I mean, if I was fantasy booking it, that's what I would do. I'd have Roman win and then go into the Rumble as like a sympathetic babyface. So I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to pick King Corbin. Let's just go with that. Next up, we got the SmackDown Women's Championship on the line, where Bayley will be defending against Lacey Evans. I can see them strapping Lacey, but I don't think it's the time, so I'm going to go Bayley. Bayley picks up the victory, retains her championship. We move on. Next up, with the Raw Women's Championship on the line, Becky Lynch defends against Asuka, and it's obvious. It's got to go to Becky. It's got to. They've been doing too much of, I can't beat Asuka. I can't beat Asuka. Asuka's better than me. Asuka beat me last year. Asuka beat me so many times in the past, and I can't beat her. It's got to be Becky. It's got to be Becky. So then we've got the last regular match before we go into Rumble matches. It's the Universal Championship strap match. It's Bray Wyatt, or should I say The Fiend, defending against Daniel Bryan. And I'm going to go Fiend. Fiend retains. I think The Fiend holds this title all the way to Mania, and then that's where he possibly loses it. So moving forward, we've got 2 Royal Rumble matches. The first one is the Women's Royal Rumble match. We know so far announced for this match is Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Natalya, Sarah Logan, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Carmella, and Dana Brooke. Now, there's still 11 slots open to fill in this match. I don't know who that's going to be. I've been hearing that Nia Jax could be in the Rumble, making her return. Ruby Riott could be in the Rumble, making her return. Naomi can be in the Rumble, making her return. Then you got to just think, well, all the other women on the main roster, they're most likely going to be in it. Like a Kairi Sane, like a Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, who we haven't seen in a while. Then you add NXT women. And if I was booking it, I'm going to go Shayna Baszler. I know Shayna's not announced for the match. We don't know if Shayna's going to be in the match. But if I were to want a big-time WrestleMania match for the women, and you're not getting Ronda back, I think Becky versus Shayna would be a tremendous match at WrestleMania. So I could be completely wrong. This is not the news we heard today. I'm still sticking with my guns on Shayna Baszler. And finally, we've got the Men's Royal Rumble match. We've got Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio, Ricochet, Otis, Tucker, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Eric Rowan, Elias, Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, Rusev, Dolph Ziggler, King Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Buddy Murphy, Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura, Braun Strowman, Kofi Kingston, Big E, Drew McIntyre, The Miz, and John Morrison. We also know that Cain Velasquez is most likely going to be in the match, as he did an interview last week or 2 weeks ago and said, yeah, I'm booked for the Royal Rumble. We also heard from a PW Insider that Kane will most likely be in the Royal Rumble. So that takes up 2 spots. You got 2 other spots. Not much room for surprises. And as far as who wins this, I'm kind of torn right now, because I'm thinking maybe Roman, I'm thinking maybe McIntyre. I don't know. I'm just torn at this moment. And if you tell me you got to pick one, you can't have 2 predictions. You're crazy? No. Pick one. This is hard. I'm gonna go because with my fantasy booking idea, I would go Roman with that as far as he gets totally destroyed in the Corbin match. Comes in, ribs taped or something. Sympathetic babyface wins it, but I'm going to go out on a limb. They've been making him look strong. I'm going to go Drew McIntyre, picking up that victory. Who else? Who wouldn't want to see Drew versus Brock at WrestleMania? That would be fun. I don't want to see Brock and Roman again. I don't want to see... I guess Roman and The Fiend would be okay. But I'm going to go Drew McIntyre as my pick for the Men's Royal Rumble match. And with that, those are my predictions, my picks, my hopes, I guess you can say, for who comes out victorious this coming Sunday at the Royal Rumble. So with that, that's going to wrap up this live stream tonight as we talked about Friday Night Smackdown. Again, I thought Smackdown was good. Could have been better, especially for a Royal Rumble go-home show. But with that, I want to say thank you guys for joining me here live to talk about tonight's SmackDown. Thank you to everybody who watches later right here on YouTube and listens on podcast services all around the world. We'll be live tomorrow night. I'm pretty sure Nick will be with me to talk about Worlds Collide. Probably going to go live, hopefully as soon as that show ends, like 5-10 minutes after that show goes off the air. We'll be live with our review of Worlds Collide. Then we'll be live again on Sunday to talk about the Royal Rumble. Back live Monday for Monday Night Raw and do this all over again next week. So have a good night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for Worlds Collide.